All right, video 2 of reading a table. So here is two tables that are completed for you already, and we want to do some comparisons here. So it says the following tables show how many words each person can text in a given amount of time. Compare the rates of texting for each person using the ratio tables, okay? So we got Jenna, and if you look, here's the minutes, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Words would be 50, 100, 150, 200. Maria, we have minutes 3, 5, 6, 9, and then words 90, 150, 180, 270, okay? So what we're trying to figure out is by using the table, who texts more words per minute. So we are going to answer that, but I actually want to focus more on part B, which is explain how you use the tables to find your answer. There are several different ways that you could go about explaining this. I'm going to point out 3 different ones to you. Now, not all 3 are going to be as easy for you to understand as maybe a particular one. So I'm asking, when this video is all said and done, to choose one of the options that I talked through to explain on your sheet. You do not have to explain all 3. Now, if you want to, you can, just so you know for future reference, but I'm going to explain more options than what you actually need to write. You only need to write one. So when you do these in the future, you will answer the question and explain how you know by explaining one of the options that you saw, okay? So when we're looking for things on here to help compare, you have to have something be the same so that then you can look at the other thing to see what's different. So what I noticed right away is that both of them have a 6 on here as far as the 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to focus right in on here. And if you look at the same amount of time, right, so Jenna has texted for 6 minutes, Maria has texted for 6 minutes, you can easily compare their words and see who texted more words. So we can see that Maria texted 180 words, while Jenna only texted 150 words. So that means that Maria can text faster. So we know that for part A, the answer is going to be Maria. I'm going to explain 2 more ways that you could prove that, but here is option 1. So you could say at 6 minutes, so notice how we noticed that 6 minutes, they both had that time, because if they don't have the same time, then you can't compare the words, right? It's not fair. Like if someone doesn't have as much time, they're obviously not going to be able to text as many words as someone else who has more time. But when they have the same amount of time, we can look at their words to compare who texted more. So Maria texts 180 words while Jenna only texts 150 words. So Maria can text more words per minute. That was one way to compare. If that one makes most sense to you, feel free to write it, but let's go ahead and listen to another example. So another thing I was noticing is that if you look now at the words, you can see that right here where Jenna has 150 words, Maria had 150 words here. So now in this case, when they've texted the same amount of words, so both 150 words, Maria was able to text 150 words in only 5 minutes, while Jenna had to text them in 6 minutes. So it took Jenna longer to text 150 words than Maria. So that means Maria's faster, which we already knew from the last explanation, but this is another option on how to explain it. So option 2 is when both girls have texted 150 words. So that was the part we noticed they had the same. Right? It was the words this time instead of the minutes like this one. Maria only took 5 minutes while Jenna took 6 minutes. So Maria was faster than Jenna at texting those words. That was just a different way of explaining it versus at the 6-minute mark, we were looking for more words that someone texted. Whereas this one, when they had the exact same amount of words, it took Maria less time. Okay? The last one, this one might be a little tricky, but some of you might have noticed we can compare how many words each girl texts per minute if we use our ratio idea of how did we get from 2 to 50. So I'm comparing the top rows, right, and that would be the same all the way if I keep going. So to get from 2 to 50, I would do times 25. Same thing for 4 times 25 to get 100, 6 times 25 to get 150, so on and so forth, okay? So this would be basically 25 words per minute, whereas when I look at Maria's, to get from 3 to 90, she is able to text 30 words per minute, right? Because 3 times 30 gives you 90. So she is texting more words per minute. So that is option 3, is to find what we call their unit rate, which we'll learn more about later. But Maria texts 30 words per minute. That's her texting rate, while Jenna only texts 25 words per minute. That is her texting rate. So again, Maria is faster, which makes sense, right? That should be the same answer the whole way. These are just 3 different ways to explain it. So whichever way made the most sense to you, that's the one option I would like you to write in your explanation. Everyone should have Maria as the answer for part A because she was, as we proved 3 different ways, was the person who could text more words per minute. But you need to pick which one of these helps you explain that the best and what's going to help you in the future. If you want to write all 3, you're more than welcome to, but I'm only requiring you to write 1. Okay. Once you've done that, make sure you go on to your practice. You have an example that's like this, but also like the video or like the example in video 1. Make sure you get a teacher signature on that, and then you'll be ready to move on to your level 1 formative. Good luck. You can do it.